WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis, ESPN 790 AM with Colin Coward and The Herd, weekday mornings from 9 a.m. till noon.
The views and opinions of the hosts or guests of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the management or staff of Intercom Memphis.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me. Where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Talking outdoors for the next 90 minutes on this Saturday, March the 21st. And this is the show that I look forward to. There's probably 3 or 4 shows that I look forward to every year. And this may be, it ranks right up there in the top 3 because we're going to talk nothing but turkeys on this show. And so to talk turkeys, you have to have turkeys with you. Okay, now, so I have people who become turkeys during this time of the year, and that's not a bad reference to them. I don't want that to think that because it means something, and they have brought some of their toys with them. And before I introduce them, and before we get into this 90 minutes of nonstop turkey talk that I call it, Greg Ratliff is our show producer, and he is wired up for this, I know. And so let's go around the horn here, so to speak, as ESPN would call it. We have in studio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 counting me, but I don't bring toys. I just listen. I'm a good listener, okay? But we have 5 folks that I consider not only quality folks when it comes to turkey hunting, but really good friends of not only me, but Outdoors with Larry Ray. And I think we've done this show a couple of times, but we've kind of expanded it to, I think, a record for any radio show to have this many people in here. So let's go around the corner. First, as you look at your radio dial from left to right, we'll start out with Mr. Charles Petrie over there. Make his music, Charles. And sitting right next to him is his hunting buddy. They have hunted together for many years, and we'll talk a little bit about each one of them's career. Is our good friend Ray Glass. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning.
Now, come on now.
I left my turkey call at home.
There you go. Okay. All right, now get up next to that microphone. For the next one is probably the youngest guy of our group here and the newest one. We're not going into ages and everything, but this young man's been on our show before and has made a real mark. I know he looks on some of these people as a lot of his mentors here, but that's our good friend Russell Ginn. Good morning, Russell.
Good morning, Larry.
Listen, what do you got over there, Russell?
I got a little friction call and a mouth call.
All right, he's got a friction call and a mouth call. Okay, and I really like that friction call.
Oh, yeah. I love them.
There you go. Whoa. Okay, I got my toy over here. There you go. And then right next to Russell is a young man that he'll always be young to me, that's for sure. Carries on the legacy of his family that has been in this business, since me and Abraham Lincoln ran around together, it seems like, and everything. So it's a good friend, Steve Turpin. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Larry.
And Steve, what do you got with you, Steve?
I've got a box call.
Oh, really? All right, and you do have a yelper, don't you?
I do have a yelper.
All right, and he has to take, there he goes. There you go. I love this game. I love this. All right. And then right next to me is our normal host and here, co-host. He's in here once a month with us. Is my good friend Bill Cooksey from the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News, the editor. And he has a passion for turkey hunting, too, I know. So, what you brought with you?
I've got a glass call and a diaphragm call.
All right. Let's hear Bill. I love this thing right here. This is going to be fun. All right,
If I don't get better than that, I won't be hearing that.
No, you won't be. No, but I don't know. My ear sounded pretty good, though. All right, all together. Everybody got something. We're going to make some noise for you. Let's go at it. Go. Oh, I love it. How you like that, Greg? You never thought you'd hear that, did you, when you came to Memphis? Huh?
Took my aspirin this morning.
Oh, this is going to be fun, folks, because we're going to talk, like I said, for 90 minutes. If everything works out, we have special guests lined up throughout the show. I'm not even going to tell you who they are right now because a couple of them are in the woods, a couple of them are hunting elsewhere and things along that line, but really excited about this show as we talk wild turkey. And I know, Ray, you and Charles have been hunting together for how many years?
Oh, God, close to 40 years.
40 years. Yeah, y'all read about them. They were 5 when they took their first trip together. That's right, yeah. And the Petrie had hair then.
Petrie had hair.
He had hair then.
And I could hear.
And you could hear, and Ray could hear.
Even after hair.
All right, now, Ray, I know that tell our listeners out there why you like to turkey hunt.
Oh, it's just a challenge of the hunt more than anything.
The challenge.
The challenge of the hunt.
Okay. And I know that where's your favorite place to hunt?
Right here in Fayette County.
Right here in Fayette County. But you guys do take a trip every year, don't you?
Oh, yeah. We're going to Texas first week in April, and then I'm going to South Dakota first week in May.
Okay. And you go to Texas, you go to the panhandle of Texas up in there.
Right.
So, same area and everything.
Area. Wheeler County.
Wheeler County. All right. Now, Charles at one time had the world record for, what was that, Charles?
For a goose bird.
Pull it over. Pull that microphone over there.
It was a goose bird in Old Mexico. The first one I ever saw was a world record for 3 years.
For 3 years, the goose bird in Mexico. All right.
He's way down now, though. He's 9 or 10 or further now.
Oh, it's still down. It's on the list, though. I mean, yeah, it's still. Yeah. It's still on the list.
So far, I think. Okay,
now, what makes Ray a good turkey hunter?
Well, if Ray sees him, he's dead.
Well, I think that makes it a pretty impressive thing there. But
he'll crawl halfway across Texas to kill one.
And he's carrying you, too. That's what's amazing.
I've quit. I've had enough sand spurs in my knees and hands.
Well, talk about, I know, the Grand Slam. Let's talk a little bit about the Grand Slam with you two guys as we go around the room here. Ray, and you've had the Grand Slam.
Yeah, we've had Grand and Royals.
Grand and Royal. And to our listeners out there, for the truck driver on his way down I-55 this morning, what's the Grand?
The Grand Slam is the four.
Pull that microphone over there. I'm not afraid to talk to you.
Four subspecies in the United States.
All right.
And that's the Osceola in Florida, the eastern bird, the Rio Grande, which is desert Southwest mostly, and the Merriam, which we kind of call the mountain bird.
Okay.
And now they have a few gould birds in New Mexico and Arizona, but very limited opportunity. So the fifth bird would be the royal slam.
Okay.
And basically you have to go to Mexico.
You got to go to Mexico
to kill
for that.
him.
Yeah.
And then there's the world slam, which includes the isolated bird of Central America.
Of Central America.
Right.
Have y'all ever?
Didn't do that.
All right.
We've shot royal slams, but.
You shot. Did you hear that? He had an S on the end of that. You know, that's one of the most important letters in turkey hunting is S.
Plural.
But yeah, plural. Thank you. That's why Cooksy's next to me here. But so you've done it twice, Charles?
No, I think I've got 6 or 7, and Ray's got way more than that.
Ray don't know how many he's got.
No, he never registered his. He's too cheap.
You mean it costs to register this? Huh?
No.
You just don't want to take the time. It doesn't mean that much to you.
Well, not anymore. The number. I mean, most people are not really impressed by the numbers, and I had my fair share.
When we first started, you had to do it in a year.
Oh,
now
okay.
You can do it in a lifetime, so it's no challenge now. If you got the money and time between now and when you die, if you can kill one of each one of them, they'll register it as a slam.
Okay, so you used to have to do it in a 1-year time, right?
Yeah, I did it the last one when I was 70.
When you were 7?
He shot a double.
Yeah, I did
You shot a double when you were 70?
A double grand slam when he was 70.
When he was 70?
Right.
Golly. And I've got to ask you, how old are you, Charles?
I'll be 77 in June.
77 in June. That's why Ray runs around with you.
Yeah, he carries me now.
Yeah, well, I don't think runs around is probably the right word.
Get around.
Get around and everything.
Hobble around.
And we're talking to Charles Petrie and Ray Glass here, who are longtime friends for over 40 years, been turkey hunting together. And I know that both of them are retired. Ray finally retired. Finally retired, and Charles retired as a State Farm insurance agent, and we throw in a plug for his son Chuck. Has the business still going. So, but we got a couple of more minutes. Let's swing around real quick and talk to Russell over here. Russell, how old are you now, Russell?
34.
Now you just picked this up. You're the rookie here.
I'm the rookie.
So how long have you been making calls now?
I've been making calls.
Get up next to that microphone.
Probably 6 to 7 years.
6 or 7 years. And so how did you get into it?
I just picked it up one day, got tired of buying them in the store, and I sit there and I'd play with different woods and find out what worked best and different heights of material and just what I like to hear, and it seemed like it was what other people like to hear as well. So.
And he does, and Russell's got a story that we're going to tell about that. I know that you never in your wildest dreams thought that you'd be sitting in a studio like this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And being here talking about turkey hunting and things along that line, because Russell's got a story. I keep telling him we need to get this story publicized about how Russell has overcome. He's an inspiration for everybody. When he comes in on those 2 prosthetic legs, prosthesis.
Prosthesis.
Prosthesis. I have trouble with that. When he comes in the room, it's just you got it, buddy. I mean,
thank you.
You really do. And we're gonna talk some more with Mr. Turpin, whose family. Quickly tell us how many years y'all been in business?
It's been over 100.
Over 100.
Yeah, started around 1900.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. So, all right, let's take our first break. This is going to be really fun. Let's go out. We're going to come right back and talk some more turkey. Let's go out with some noise, guys. We'll take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray.